Greetings. This weekend, throughout this great state of Idaho, we are taking up the Idaho Catholic Appeal. You'll notice in the video 3 people who are sharing their journey, and that journey often involves conversion. You'll hear a little bit about the RCIA, which is the Rite of Christian Initiation, where many people are coming into the church come this Easter Vigil. We hear about our young adult, our young church, through one of our more recently ordained priests, and also a great story about a man whose child came home from school, and hearing the stories from his child, he thought again about the Catholic Church and has entered deeply into that now at the cathedral, actually designing the front steps, the beautiful new steps at our Cathedral of St. John's. Please pay attention to the video and enter in as best you can with your heart and mind to continue to support our church. Thank you for your time.
There was a time in my 30s when I was disenfranchised with the Catholic Church and I wanted to leave. As I was driving past Boise Bible College, my car turned into it, so I call that a God experience. My car turned into Boise Bible College, and before I knew what was happening, I was registered for school there. In the course of my studies at Boise Bible College, so many people asked me about my faith that I had to research what I believed. And in my research, I discovered I really did love the Catholic Church and Catholic teachings. And so it really was a beautiful segue into doing what I'm doing now, because I had this long experience of working with non-Catholics and answering their questions. It's amazing to be able to see the path that led me to my job here.
When we moved to Boise, my wife and I both were faithful, but we didn't belong to a church. And our daughter was about 3 or 4 years old. We started thinking about how are we going to raise our child, our daughter, regarding religion. When our daughter became the age to start kindergarten, we looked at St. Joe's and ended up enrolling her in St. Joe's. We also wanted to learn about the Catholic faith, so we started attending Mass, and my wife commented that every homily really touched her, that Father Don Riffle was the priest at the time, and often he spoke of a dancer and an architect. My wife has a degree in dance, and so it really hit us right in the heart, and St. John's became just a great fit for us.
When we talk about stewardship and everything, I think it's the same whether you're older or younger, whether you're called to be a priest, a nun, or a married person, whatever happens in life. It really comes down to what St. Paul says in Romans 12. I urge you, dear brothers, by the mercy of God, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, acceptable to the Lord, in the word worship. To be worshiped in the form of Christ is to give your whole being to God. And that's the essential call that St. Paul gives to every single Christian on this earth. And so, young people, it's a response of love. That's why St. Paul says, by the mercies of God, I implore you.
To be a faithful steward means to go where I'm sent. God has called me here to Holy Apostles to be the director of RCIA, and I have to do what our Lord calls me to do. I can't step away from that. It is what I'm meant to be, and I feel that it is where I'm meant to be because I get to see the fruits of my labors. It's an amazing thing to be a part of.
As an architect working on a historic building that's on the National Register, such as St. John's, is quite an honor. It's the type of project that affects so many people. It's the stairway to heaven, as Bishop Peter puts it, that leads us to the cathedral, and it affects so many lives, and no one is aware of except our Lord, that by being able to attend the cathedral, you don't know what that means to each individual every day, every week, every month of the year.
Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for contributing to the Idaho Catholic Appeal. Together we're building up the church, God's church here in Idaho, and what a blessing we have to do so.